Hi, Omega Chaos again with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile, and this time I'm showing my Crystal Beast deck. So Crystal Beast is an archetype played by Johan Andersson in the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX anime, and now with the new support in the structure deck, it's actually now pretty good and can work as pretty much as an anti-meta deck. But I've been much running kind of a combo version of it as well. So I guess let's go to the stack. So first the monsters. So I use one Rainbow Dragon. Obviously it's an old version of it. Obviously the newest version also says that it's an ultimate crystal monster as well. Obviously this card is pretty good. It's actually now a lot easier to set up as well, even in the first turn. Definitely very nice. Then I use one Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon. I guess the smaller version of Rainbow Dragon. It's definitely really good because obviously you can also summon it if a Crystal Beast monster is battling, but also if it's in the spell trap zone, you can banish it as a continuous spell and then search for the ultimate crystal monster, which in this deck obviously going to be just a Rainbow Dragon, and also spell summon level 4 lower crystals which from the deck, but effects will be negated. Definitely a very important card for this deck to search out that Rainbow Dragon. Then I use one of the main Crystal Beasts, triple Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus. Very obvious, because obviously you summon this card, you can place a Crystal Beast most on the hand deck or graveyard to the spell trap zone as a continuous spell. And obviously, as all other Crystal Beasts do that, if they're destroyed in the monster zone, they will be then placed in the spell trap zone. Definitely a very important card for this deck. Then some of the less good Crystal Beasts, but you pretty much have to run them because obviously you want to set up your Rainbow Dragon. One Crystal Beast Cobalt Eagle, pretty good because it's a wind attribute, so you can go into Lightning Chidori with it. That's it pretty much. Then one Crystal Beast Topaz Tiger, which can become a 2000 attack beater if you attack with this card. Pretty good effect. Then one Crystal Beast Amber Mammoth, which is pretty much a 1700 attack beater. Nothing else really. Then one Crystal Beast Ruby Carbuncle, which is pretty much the second best Crystal Beast monster. Because obviously if it's summoned, if it's spell summoned, you can summon any number of Crystal Beasts that are in your spell trap zone. So that's definitely really good for your combos if you summon it with something like Crystal Beacon from the deck or something like that. So definitely a very good card for this deck. Then I use one Crystal Beast Emerald Tortoise, which is pretty much a 2000 defense, pretty much defender I guess. And obviously right now it's decked in like the elements because it's an aqua type monster. And then the last Crystal Beast monster I use in this deck is one Crystal Beast Amethyst Cat. Pretty much can attack directly, but then the damage will be halved, so it's just going to inflict 600 damage to your opponent if you attack with it. They're really pretty good, I guess. Now let's see some other monsters, like 3 Dimension Shifter. So this card can be pretty much out of win for this deck because in the first turn you don't really have to always use the graveyard in this deck. Most of the time you're not going to use the graveyard, but of course you have to be careful so that your Crystal Beast won't get banished somewhat, because then you won't be able to set up Rainbow Dragon. So you have to be careful with that. But overall, this card is obviously really broken, potentially if you get it off, because all of your opponent's cards will be sent to the banished instead. So it can be really good against like the elements and stuff, like other graveyard-based decks. And then the other hand trap I use in this deck, triple Asplosive Dimensional Springs, of course, pretty much works against a lot of decks, more or less. Now, let's see the spell cards. So I use triple Crystal Bond, of course, search out your Crystal Beast monsters, as well as placing one of them to your spell trap zone as well. So definitely very important card for this deck. Triple Awakening of the Crystal Ultimates. One more iffier card in this deck because you have to have your ultimate crystal monster in your hand, which is pretty much Rainbow Dragon. But otherwise it will be a little bit tricky. But the demo is still pretty important because you have to search out your Rainbow Bridge of the Heart with this card. You can also send Rainbow Bridge of Salvation to the graveyard as well. So pretty much you have to reveal one, then you either take a Rainbow Bridge or Rainbow Refraction from the deck, either add to your hand or send to the graveyard, or you can plus one Crystal Beast monster from the hand, deck, or graveyard, or spell Trap Zone. And if you have if you have your Rainbow Dragon on the field, you can activate both of these effects, so definitely really good. But I might cut it down to one because it can be a little bit tricky sometimes. Then one Crystal Beacon of the older crystal spell cards. If you have 2 or more Crystal Beast cards in your spell Trap Zone, you have to activate this card and then summon a Crystal Beast monster from the deck. Most time it's going very weak carbuncle and pretty much get your combo going more or less. Then I run triple Rainbow Bridge of the Heart, which is a very important continuous spell card in this deck, which you can get an extra normal summon, as well as can destroy a Crystal Beast monster, Crystal Beast card you control or in your hand, and then search for any Crystal Spell Trap card from the deck. And also, if any Crystal Beast card is placed to your spell Trap Zone, you can start a card your opponent controls and then return both of them to your hand. So definitely a really good card in the stack. Then I use triple Rainbow Bridge, which can search out any Crystal Spell Trap card from the deck to your hand, and it's not once per turn as well, so you can activate as many as you like. Then I run 2 Foolish Boreal Goods. Obviously, you can send any spell trap from the deck to the graveyard, so in combination of Rainbow Bridge of Salvation, it's really good. And also you can send Crystal Miracle with this card to the graveyard as well. Right now I'm running 2, but I might consider running 3 in the future. Then one Necro Valley as my choice of a field spell to search with Rainbow Bridge of Salvation. It's very good as an anti-meta card, works against any graveyard-based decks, because like I said, you don't really have to use the graveyard that much in this deck. So all around it just helps a lot against the meta, I guess, especially 3 elements. Then one Cowboy Grave, of course, which works against any hand traps, stuff like that. Now let's see the trap cards. I use 2 Crystal Miracle, which can negate anything, and also you can banish it from the graveyard if anything is added to spell Trap Zone, and then get another one to spell Trap Zone. Definitely pretty good. I'm not sure if I will ever run it at 3, but because actually you can activate as many of these as you want in your back row, but I'm not sure if I need 3 in the stack. Then I use 2 Crystal Conclave. Definitely really good, because if your Crystal Beast monster is destroyed, you can summon another one from the deck, but also you can send this card to the graveyard and then add a Crystal Beast card you control to the hand, and another card on the field to the hand as well. So definitely really good, but you have to be careful because all of them you have to activate it prematurely, because you can't activate both these effects in the same chain, as well as you can't just have it face down and then activate it this card second effect immediately, for example. Definitely a really good card in this deck for sure. Then I run 1 Crystal Raigeki, one of the only crystal cards that are actually not in the starter deck. So definitely pretty much send any Crystal Beast card from the spell Trap Zone to the graveyard. You can destroy 1 card your opponent controls. What it does, of course, target. This is a very old copy of this card. And the last card in the main deck is Rainbow Bridge of Salvation. You're never going to activate the on-field effect for sure, but of course you banish this card from the graveyard to add a Crystal Beast monster and the field spell from the deck to the hand. Definitely a really good card for that. If you draw it, you can still set it and destroy it with like Tornado Dragon, for example. So yeah, definitely a really good card for this deck for sure. Now let's deck stack. So first I use 1 Ultimate Crystal Rainbow Dragon Overdrive. A really good card, pretty much as a finisher. Has a really good effects as well. But you have to be careful that you can't summon it under Necro Valley. but a lot of times you can actually summon it. Then one Rainbow Overdragon. Right now in this deck I'm not running Ultimate Crystal Magic because it's very conditional, but I can still summon this card by tributing my Rainbow Dragon. But then I won't be able to, of course, activate the last effect, but it's still pretty good. Then around 1 T1 Arsenal AF Zeus, Sky Thunder. I do run a lot of Xyz monster in this deck, of course, and this card can be really good in some situations. Then around 1 number 41 Bakuska, Tribal Tire Taper. Obviously it's a really good card, and you can make rank 4s in this deck very easily. Then one number 60 Tukarsa Timeless, which is really good in this deck for the combos. Definitely you're mostly going to activate summoning the graveyard effect, but of course then you have to skip your main phase 1, but still really amazing. Then around 1 Lightning Chidori, you can actually summon this card in this deck. So of course Sapphire Pegasus is wind as well as Cobalt Eagle. So obviously if they exist someone, you can bounce one of their set cards, and then I can send one of their face-up cards to top of the deck as well. So definitely a really good card. Then around 1 Tornado Dragon, Destroy back row, and even my own cards like Ultimate Rainbow Bridge of Salvation. Then around 1 Evil from Exodus Knight. Can be a pretty good field wipe in some situations. I just donate just in case. Why not? Then I run 1 Abyss Dweller against graveyard based decks. Then the last Xyz monster I use is 1 Cowboy, just in case if I go into time and it's going to be my first turn, then I can use this to burn our opponent for 800 damage. So definitely very good for that. Then the Link monsters, I use 1 Underworld Goddess for the closed word, because it can act as pretty much like a kaiju from the next deck, and I think it's not that hard to summon. Then I run 1 Appaloosa, both the goddess. A pretty easy to summon it in this deck actually, so definitely really good. Then I run 1 Nightmare Unicorn as a pretty good spot removal, and I use IP Masquerana in this deck as well. And I use that IP Masquerana, of course, because it's really good. Summon out Unicorn in your opponent's turn or something else, definitely very good. And the last card in the next deck is 1 Cherubini, the Ebon Angel of the Burning Abyss. So I do have, of course, level 3 Crystal Beast in this deck, and then I can just send the third one to the graveyard to set up my Rainbow Dragon summon. Definitely pretty good. So now let's show you the main combo in this deck. Now let's show you the main combos in this deck. You need 3 cards. You need Crystal Wand, Awaken of Crystal Ultimates, and Rainbow Dragon. Obviously, there are many other different combinations that actually achieve the same result, but this is pretty much the most consistent way to do it. So first, I'm going to activate Crystal Wand and search out Sapphire Pegasus, and then put Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon in the spell trap zone. Then you can activate Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon's effect, search out a Rainbow Dragon, and spell summon a Crystal Beast from the deck. So we're going to spell summon Emerald Tortoise from the deck, it's a level 3 monster, and search out Rainbow Dragon. Then I'm going to activate Awakening of Crystal Ultimates, reveal the Rainbow Dragon in hand, and then search out the Rainbow Bridge of the Heart. Then we're going to normal summon Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus, which you can just use the extra normal summon as well from Rainbow Bridge of the Heart. And then activate Sapphire Pegasus effect. Put another Sapphire Pegasus to your spell trap zone. I'm going to activate Rainbow Bridge of the Heart, then activate the effect to destroy our Sapphire Pegasus in our master zone, then it will be put in the spell trap zone and then search for a crystal spell trap card. We will search out Crystal Beacon. Then we're going to activate Crystal Beacon. Just press one Ruby Carbuncle from the deck. And then, with Ruby Carbuncle's effect, we are able to summon our several Pegasuses from the spell trap zone. And then we can activate both these effects to put more Crystal Beast to our spell trap zone. Then put Cobalt Eagle and Amaranth in spell trap zones. Then we can link summon with our 2 level 3 monsters. To link summon into Cherubini, E1 Ancient Burning Abyss. To activate Cherubini's effect to send the level 3 to the graveyard as a cost, which is going to be Amaranth Scout. Then it's going to gain that 1200 attack, I think. Then we can exceed summon our 2 Star Pegasus into number 60 to harness the Timeless. Activate effect, detach 2, and then summon the same Star Pegasus we detached to the field of defense position, but we have to of course skip the next main phase 1. Then activate Pegasus effect again. Put our last Crystal Waste to spell trap zone. And now we have 7 Crystal Waste in our graveyard or on the field. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you have 2 choices. You like go for a Pulsa here, or you just summon Rainbow Dragon and then go for Format Terra Pulsa, but most of the time I just want to go a Pulsa here, so you can avoid Nibiru and stuff like that. Then summon a Pulsa with 3 negates more or less, and 24 attack points. So I can put that dice on here, obviously in tournament. You're not actually allowed to do that. But it's just a YouTube video. Then of course we can summon the Rainbow Dragon. But then you tribute it for Rainbow Overdragon. And then the last action, we do, activate Rainbow Reach. Obviously this combo works without it, but then you won't get Conan Trap for the Omni Negate, and probably will be a lot more easily broken without the Crystal Miracle. Then of course we're going to set the Crystal Miracle. So with this combo, you will have 3 Monster Negates, or potentially 4 if you want to get rid of this as well. And we of course have the Omni Negate from Crystal Miracle as well. You will destroy one of these, and you have pretty much potentially set up your ultimate Crystal Rainbow Dragon Overdrive as well for next turn. But of course you have to skip your main phase 1, so you won't be able to OTK with that, but definitely this combo is definitely really good. Obviously you won't be able to do this combo if you are under Dimension Shifter, but a lot of time you are able to do it. So I hope you enjoyed this Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile. I will definitely keep trying this deck out. I might even play it in a bigger tournament, because it can work like an anti-meta deck for sure. So for now, goodbye and Omag House out.